guys, welcome back to my channel. Today I have what I melted the last half of November, and there's actually quite a few things. Not only did I melt, I clearly burned some things as well, but we do have some other candles that I actually finished. So before we go further, I'm going to tell you what's on my nails. It's really hard to tell. It's one of those not chrome, but multi-dimensional polishes, but you can only see one dimension in this light. But this is by ILNP, and it is in the color Eclipse, and it just you can sort of see on the bottom here, the colors it can transform to depending on the light. Again, this is one of my favorite nail polish brands. I very much enjoyed this, and I love this color. So there are 3 candles here, one of which you can't really see too well, but the one way back there in the wreath is from DW Homes in Peppermint Bark. I love that candle. It is a staple candle for this time of year. I've still been going to Winners, which is where I found it at the best price, to check to see if I can find it. I haven't been successful because I haven't found another one, but I will definitely purchase. However, whatever form it will come in, how many there are, I would definitely buy it. It's burning very, very well. Both these candles are from Bath & Body Works. One over here is blackberry and basil, and this one here is fresh balsam. Both are doing very well. I started them at the exact same time. They're literally, just looking right here, exactly burning perfectly fine. No sooting, nothing's going wrong with it. Definitely one is a thicker wick than the other one, just like the last empties I did before. The scent throw is good. I really like the blackberries and basil soap. That's why I bought this candle. But I feel like the candle for me, I wouldn't repurchase this scent in the candle form because I feel like it's a bit powdery and makes the back of my throat a little bit dry. Fresh balsam, on the other hand, I've had this one, as you can tell, for a little while based on the sticker here. It's from last year, but I have this because we have a faux Christmas tree. So they're both doing really, really well, but the true test will be, because right now they're both right about at the 50% mark. So the true test is from here down. So when we go to do our next wax melt update for the first half of December, I'm definitely going to be coming back to you guys, showing you what's going on. I most certainly will not be going through this candle at the back, the Peppermint Bark, anytime soon. Okay, so let's start off with some candle empties. And if you can see, I have 4 different candles here. Now, they're all of these are from Glade. I have the 4 that came out for the holiday season limited edition. So first off, we'll just take the little card here for the first one. As you can see, sooting majorly, especially on the one side. This one was an apple of my pie, which is apple, cinnamon, and nutmeg. Otherwise, it did well. A lot of sooting. This is a perfect glass to be able to reuse again, by the way, and use as a cup or something. I think that's a great idea. But anyway, back to this. So major sooting, not good. But the scent throw was okay. I will say for all 4 of these here, the scent throw wasn't the best in general. Like it didn't wow me for any of them. But this one was apple of my pie, and it was decent. And then the next one here, which you can see there's still a lot of wax left actually. It did kind of tunnel a little bit. It's probably my favorite on cold of all 4. I think I mentioned that when I picked it up. This is Candy Cane Cheer, peppermint and vanilla cream. It smells just like a candy cane. I love the scent. Disappointed on the burn is not the best, as you can see, like compared to the last one we saw. This one still has a lot of wax. It probably still, if that residual wax would have slid down, it probably would have given me another couple hours anyway. But this did not throw very well, so I didn't get peppermint at all when it was burning, which is kind of sad because, the potential is there to be something, but it didn't really amount to really much of anything. So next up we have, again, another candle from the same collection. This is, again, the limited edition collection from Glade for 2021 in Snow Much Fun, which is frosty air and cooling snow. I actually quite enjoyed this one. I would say out of the 4, this would probably be the second strongest of the 4. And I think I had this one burning as next to this one here, which we'll talk about afterwards, in the same room. Neither were super strong. They didn't fight with one another. But I'd say that this one was the strongest or second strongest of all. I'd say that one's the strongest, but we'll get to that one. This one I'm going to give out of a scale of 1 to 10, 10 being really strong. I'm going to only give it about a 5. These 2 over here for strength and throw are like at a 2. They really didn't do much. This one was really nice. I like the scent on cold, the frosty air, and cooling snow. It's sort of like just a fresh, crisp take. I think this would actually do really, really well in someone's bathroom, more so than, say, in a bigger space like a living room. But it was decent. But as you can see, I probably would have gotten another couple hours out of this had some of that wax fallen down. But I'm keeping it real with you guys. I'm showing you guys how it burned. I'm not doing anything to the actual candle itself because I want to show you guys what these look like. So there's that one. And the very last one here is again from the same collection in Pine Wonderland. And this is probably the strongest in strength and throw of all 4 of these Glade candles that I've showed you today. So yeah, this is really, really great. Pine, juniper, and mistletoe is the scent note description. This actually burnt really, really well. I'd say the very first one, the apple of my eye, and then this one here did the best. Yeah, I really have no complaints over this one except, well, it was the strongest, except its strength of throw really wasn't like super strong compared to a lot of other candles. But I would definitely give this a 6 out of 10 for throw. Again, probably would have done better in a small room, but yeah, I know they sell them in different sizes as well. Okay, so now we have some scentsy empties. Now you see this huge, ginormous, what they call brick. So this is an Arctic Kiss, and I don't know the scent note descriptions, but it's a beautiful, fresh, minty, slightly minty scent that I really enjoyed. Look at the size of these little pieces, little, big. Compared to the regular size scentsy. So a lot of these small ones I cut in half, some of the bigger ones cut in half or 3 times. But I used Arctic Kiss specifically for our bathrooms. So that's where I melted that one. It was very lovely and very strong. So I was very impressed with that one. And then this one here was in Pumpkin Chai. And this one's doing really well. Actually, I have this going right now and it's doing very, very well. I feel like this one though, I get the strength right away, but it kind of fizzles out after like 3 hours. It kind of just dissipates a little bit. Maybe my nose becomes a anosmic to it, but I do love a pumpkin chai, and the cinnamon is just on the border of being almost too cinnamony for me, but I do enjoy this one and I really enjoy it. And this is also a gift as well. Up next from Goose Creek, it's the only melt I have from Goose Creek on this particular video. This is Pumpkin Angel Food Cake. This was delicious. I wished for a little bit more of that cakey note. I feel like there's a bit of pumpkin, a little bit of like the angel food. Like I love angel food cakes. If you want something light and airy and not too heavy, angel food cakes are the best. I wouldn't say I necessarily got a ton of pumpkin. It was very mild. I would have almost put this next to like a vanilla type scent. It was very vanilla, if you would understand what I'm saying. It was very plain. I wouldn't write home about this one, but I think it was nice. I wouldn't repurchase this one, but I am happy I at least tried it. Up next, we have 2 wax melts here from Super Tarts. As I mentioned many times, Super Tarts, like all the vendors I speak of on this channel, less is more. You don't need very much. So Jackal is described as blackberry jam, zucchini bread, and toasted marshmallow. And Magneto is strawberry, lavender, and vanilla buttercream. This one I use in the bedroom, 1 cube each time I melt it in the bedroom because of that lavender. It's beautiful. It's been a repurchase of mine a few times. I will love this one. I will continue to repurchase. And then back to Jackal. Jackal again is blackberry jam, zucchini bread, and toasted marshmallow. This is, if you like gourmand and if you love blackberry, you gotta try this. Really, really good. I've repurchased this many times. I've purchased band bags of this as well as mini clams. Very enjoyable. There's like that perfect zucchini bread scent to it that's not spicy, but it's just a super bakery carbohydrate type scent that I really, really enjoy. So this is one of my top favorite scents from Super Tarts. The only one I completed from Better Homes and Gardens is Lavender Lemonade, and you guys know this shows up pretty much every month. I love this one. I melt this one in the bedroom. It is a perfect blend of lavender and lemonade. Sweet, tart lemonade with a sweet lavender. It's beautiful. Of course, in Canada, we can't get Better Homes and Gardens, but I do have some friends in the States, or when the last time I was down there was pre-COVID, of course. But I love this one. If you can get your hands on it, definitely give it at least a sniff. But it does so well on the warmers. 100% would repurchase, have repurchased. In fact, the last time I purchased this, I bought a whole sleeve, which I think is like 10 or something. I'm not sure. There's quite a few in them. It's a great one, you guys. So then we have from Sensationals. I have 2 clams from Sensationals. This one here is a pumpkin cider. This was good, except it just got lost on me. I didn't feel like it smelled like pumpkin, the spices of pumpkin. I wanted a little bit more from it. I don't know, like it was good, but it more or less smelled like an apricot, or not a mango juice, but like an apricot nectar kind of thing. And I love that, but for what I wanted it to be, it was just pumpkin. I didn't quite get that. And of course I did not get the cranberries or the star anise, or I think that's star anise. Anyway, it's a little bit misleading. So I liked it, but I probably wouldn't go out and repurchase a ton of it. Maybe if I was in the mood, I'd probably buy 1 more of these clams. And the other one here is what I was so excited to have found this in the Canadian Walmart in the mariachi scent, and this one is really cool too. So when you open it up, Sensationals should do this more often, but these particular ones, they would tell you what fragrance family they were from, and this one was from the wood family. And this here was a 100% men's cologne, of which I just melted 1 cube in each of our small warmers in our bathrooms. And it's lovely. I don't know if I would repurchase this one. It's just like a men's cologne. A lot of things smell like this. I do feel like this was definitely a collection that had some new things, but definitely had some repackaging. And I think this is definitely one of the repackaged ones. I just can't put my finger on what that scent would be, but I really enjoyed it. And I really, really enjoy the labels on this whole collection are just absolutely spectacular. Loved it so much. It was so exciting for me to see some new stuff in our Canadian Walmarts at one point. So we're going to go quickly through these bags here. First off, we're going to talk about Loomis from Vintage Chic Scents, or VCS. This is pumpkin, coconut, and clove on a base of dark bourbon, maple, and toasted oak. I wish I got a little bit more bourbon. I love that smell. I'm glad I didn't get too much maple. I don't think I got toasted oak, but there's definitely a coconut cove and pumpkin cove. Coconut and clove with some pumpkin in it, and some the bourbon, but I wish the bourbon was a bit more. I'm glad the maple, it wasn't too strong, because that's just too sweet for me. That was really good, you guys. I think it's still on our website too. And then from Destination Wax, I melted Autumn, which is red apples, balsam fig, and eucalyptus. So this is supposed to mimic or a dupe for Bath & Body Works Autumn, which is probably my favorite fall scented candle, and this was exactly like that. I really enjoyed this one very much. I did use 2, no I did. This was in like 6 pieces. It looked like a clamshell, but without the clamshell. So I just used 1 piece in each of my warmers in the living room, and it did really, really well. And then also from Destination Wax, we have apples and maple bourbon. Fresh apples sweetened with bourbon, vanilla, and a touch of maple syrup. This was lovely. It wasn't too sweet. Again, the maple syrup didn't totally take over. Would I purchase this again? I might buy 1 of these, or if she does bring them back and scent shot cups like on a regular basis rather than just the limited edition or scents that are leaving her. That's how she's doing her scent shot cups right now, but I might get that next fall, but for now I think I'm good for now. And then we also have this in a sample, which is cranberry pumpkin. So it's baked cranberries and pumpkin, sweet, rich, and lightly tart, inspired by Bath & Body Works candle, which I have a sample of. Not exactly the same. I didn't feel like they were exactly the same, and this is just a sample, which I'm very thankful for. They do not, like, vendors do not have to give us samples, but if they do, it's smart, because, you know, if you find something you love, that's probably what you're going to get the next time they're open. I just feel this wasn't very strong. It was a small piece. I did melt this in the bedroom, so I used a smaller warmer in a smaller room. So I don't think it's as strong as my Bath & Body Works candle that I've cut up. So anyway, long story short, it's very nice. In a pinch, I would definitely purchase this again, because it's the closest thing I can get to the actual Bath & Body Works candle, because Bath & Body Works never brings out the candles that are actually good. I'm done with Pink Petal. I was done with Pink Petal Tea Cake, I think, after its inception. When Christy gave me a candle, I was like, what is the hype up with this? But I mean, I get it. A lot of people love it, but I'm just like, bring back cranberry pumpkin. It was so good, and I haven't seen it in 5 years almost. Yeah. Anyway, the last 2 are from Rainbow Melts, back off my bandwagon. we have pumpkin and boardwalk marshmallow clouds, pumpkin and dark berries, and apple cider. So both very good, very strong. Both of these were large pumpkin shapes, which I did cut in half. You could probably get 4 pieces out of this, but I do have a lot of wax, and I did cut this in half because I melted these, at one time I would cut them in half and put them in 2 different warmers in my great room. beautiful. Very, very strong, gorgeous, yummy, and not too sweet. It was beautiful. I highly recommend both of those. So you guys, that is everything that I melted the second half of November. I feel like I did pretty good considering I went through 4 different candles. I'm on my way for finishing those 2. That one back there is a little ways away. I don't even know if I'll get through it this year. But yeah, I feel like we got through a bit. So yeah, as always, you guys, definitely give this video a thumbs up if you enjoyed, and definitely hit that subscribe button if you enjoy this content and would like to see further content like this in the future. As always, you guys, be safe, take care, and have fun. Bye.